A BNF or an NMF, a natural metal finish or a bare metal finish, it's not BFF, okay, it's something completely different. Is a very fun and cool task, but also delicate, because you gotta be extremely careful when you touch it and handling it in between the painting and the sealing varnish. Speaking about varnish, it's also very important which type of varnish you use, you know, because you don't want to spoil and lose the beautiful shine of your metal color. Speaking of metal color, there are many different types of metal colors to choose from, and I have a question for you in this video concerning metal colors, so please stay tuned. Now in this video there will also be a lot of masking. Don't worry, I will not torture you by showing you how I mask, but I had to do a lot of masking in this paint job because actually this scheme is a 6-colored scheme. Yeah, 6 colors. And it becomes more delicate when you work with metal colors. So make sure you stay with me till the end, because at the end I will show you some pictures, some photos of the finished paint job, and also I think also most of the decals already applied. Anyway, let's roll the new animation with the new audio from the original P-51 Mustang. Let's go! So one of the most difficult things when you build one of these new Eduard kits is actually picking the version or the marking option, because there are so many. In this kit alone there are 114 marking options to choose from, and it was impossible for me to do it. I just couldn't do it. So I let you guys do it. And I did a little poll on my channel. So at this point, thanks to everybody who, you know, decided to vote, decided to do the right thing and go vote. Now let's have a look at the poll, right? So we had the Creamer's Dream, the Short Fuse Sally, and the Mary Mac, the Checker Tails version. And at the moment where I had to take the decision in the step of the build, which version I'm gonna build, it was Mary Mac, the Mary Mac version in the leading position. Meanwhile that changed, but yeah, I went with the Mary Mac. Now my go-to primer is the Vallejo Surface Primer, the gloss black surface primer, if I want to paint with some metal colors. So it is my preferred primer, and I'll show you why. You will see why in a second. Just do a few coats. You need to do several coats, let it dry in between, and then lay down the next coat. I mean, you just need to wait 1 hour or something. That's the best. You could do half an hour, maybe we'll do it as well. Now this is the reason why it's my preferred black primer, because look at it. Look how it dries. It's fantastic. It's so elegant. It's absolutely shiny. It's so shiny, it's so glossy that at some parts it doesn't even look black, it looks silver. Yeah. So here I did a start with the first metal color, the Vallejo metal color, aluminum tone. It has a very high coverage, but also here to get the preferred durability, you need to apply it in several coats. I did 2 or 3 coats. The paint, I think, yeah, it dries a bit slower maybe than others, but still, it's quite fast. As an anti-glare for the nose, I used olive drab, US olive drab. Okay guys, let's do it like this. Like the video if you love natural metal finish on Scalemodels. Dislike the video if you prefer everything to be in Tarngrün. And whoever feels generous enough to do a super thanks and donate to the channel so we can improve on the production department, I'll read your comment of the donation in the next video. In my last video, which didn't get as many views as I think it could have, David Smithson. Thanks David, you again, you're too generous. Thanks, another excellent video. So David Smithson is really a long time viewer, and according to his opinion, It's an excellent video, so maybe you should check it out and have a look. If you have a paint job which uses 5 or 6 or more different colors, in between the colors, in between the spray sessions, there's always a lot of airbrush cleaning going on. So what I did here, the paint was like, yeah, maybe dust dry, but it hadn't really dried completely yet, and made sure that the paper towel didn't touch the olive drab surface, the surface which I painted. And also try to avoid touching it here while holding the model when I was painting and not paying attention, because that's usually like a trap for me. So for the painting here, I used I didn't show it into the camera, but it was a Vallejo Model Air Metallic steel, and it didn't spray really well. So I had to sand it down because at some parts there were imperfections. This color didn't behave really nicely. I cannot say that, no. It was a bit difficult. So up next, yellow. I used Vallejo Model Air and another masking session here. That took quite some time to mask everything for the yellow. I think that was the most time-consuming masking job of all the 700 masking jobs I did. And speaking of 700 here, I needed to do, like, 100 millions and billions of coats to get a coverage of the yellow, and especially to make that metallic shine underneath disappear. Yeah, I know I could have oversprayed it before. I used yellow with another paint, so I had a nice base for the yellow. But yeah, I was impatient and I just sprayed 100 billions coats of yellow. And it worked fine. The yellow worked fine. Now the red. I used the ammo red. I thought that's a good idea. It wasn't. This paint was really giving me a hard time. I don't know, the handling, when you switch between the different brands, sometimes it's difficult. And here it was really difficult because, yeah, the metal color was working really good. Also the Model Air, except of the steel. But here with the red, I had a lot of problems and it was horrible. So next I did these panels here for I think that's for the gun base. I painted this with, you can't see it on the bottle because that printing, yeah, it disappears within no time. It was matte aluminum. Okay, it's a matte aluminum color, a very nice, very good color. I would absolutely say you should have one of this. I recommend this highly. Then for the exhaust section, I had to do another masking job here. I could combine 2 masking jobs. So I like to test different type of paints and compare them to each other. So I need your help here. Please leave a comment. What is your go-to metal color, especially when it comes to acrylics? Which paints do you use? Please leave a comment. Let me know down here in the section, and share your wisdom also for others to read, not only for me, but also to the other people. Just watch your mouth when you do so. Thanks a lot. And for the panels alongside the fuselage, I used silver just to add another tone of metal paints, because I haven't used proper silver in a long time. And I thought, why not use some silver? Again, this was an ammo color, and yeah, it behaved better than the red. But yeah, the flow. It wasn't flowing as smoothly as the Vallejo ones. So the top coat of the spinner, for the top coat I used smoke black again, and the tips with yellow. But underneath there is a coat of the metallic. So you still have the metallic shining through. I did some minor scratches here and there. That's actually good when you have a metallic color underneath. So you have tiny chippings, which are really actual chippings. To spice up the ugly red, I mixed it with like 1 to 5. I mixed it 1 drop of satin white in it, 50-50 ratio with thinner. Then used just this cotton bud here, tapped the paint onto the surface, and always, you know, then roll it, first tap it, then roll it to make it blend in. That's actually the technique. Tap it and roll it. And yeah, it helped. It helped a bit. The red looks a bit more natural now. I hope it will all turn better when I do the final coat. Just the final sealing coat. I hope it will unite everything a bit better. And here is in slow-mo, my rolling move. Check this out. So I was talking about the varnish. You need the right varnish to you know, keep that beautiful shine of the metal colors. And look at this varnish. It's completely clear, almost completely clear. Usually the acrylic varnishes, they always have a milky appearance. This one does not, so it also dries more like in a clearer finish. And I do believe it can preserve this beautiful shine of the metal color just a tap better than a usual normal acrylic gloss varnish. So I hope you have enjoyed this bare metal finish airbrush painting of the new Eduard tooling of the P-51D Mustang in 1/72 scale. And if you want to check out how I did the interior and the cockpit of this build, check out this video I'm showing you right here. David Smithson also think it's a good video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.